Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about Amazon, and this is going to be tailored towards beginners. It's going to be the first video in a series of how to sell on Amazon for complete beginners. So for those who have no idea what's going on, as the series progresses, there'll be some useful tips for all. I guess there will be throughout, but this is mainly going to be tailored towards those who are very new to selling. So in this first part, I'm going to go through terminology and give a brief overview of selling on Amazon and what's involved. So what is FBA? FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. In short, fulfillment is where, in this case, Amazon carry out the services of storing, posting, packing your goods, and they'll deal with customer support, so returns. Basically, they deal with most of the operations. You still have to find products, you have to buy them, you have to ship them into Amazon, but once that happens, Amazon will look after not everything else, but most of the stuff. You just have to worry about pricing, really. One of the main benefits of Fulfillment by Amazon is that allows your products to be Prime eligible. So when you're selling something, your products will appear with the Prime logo, and it means that any buyers will be more likely to buy your product because of that Prime symbol. It means they get the item the next day, or in some cases even the same day. So yeah, it really benefits you as a seller in terms of saving you a lot of time. You don't have to pack your goods and dispatch them every time someone buys something. So in that case, yeah, it saves a lot of time, and my recommendation will be for beginners to utilize the Fulfillment by Amazon service. The alternative to Fulfillment by Amazon, while still selling on Amazon, is Fulfilled by Merchant. So this is where you fulfill all the orders yourself as opposed to Amazon doing it for you. The main downside, I suppose, apart from all the time and cost involved, is it's harder to win the buy box. So the buy box, if we go to a listing here as an example, the buy box is this icon here that appears when you're buying a good. So a lot of buyers won't go and look at other sellers, see what's cheapest or whatever. They'll just click buy now and they'll buy that good. And for FBM sellers, it's actually harder to win that buy box. An FBA seller can be priced around 13% less than an FBA seller, and the FBA seller will still most of the time win the buy box. So I guess the main drawbacks of FBM are the extra time it takes for you, and you're probably going to have to get staff in to fulfill orders. Whereas with FBA, you save a lot of that time and you can price your goods higher and more likely to win the buy box with that Prime eligible service as well. So what is arbitrage? Arbitrage is taking advantage of price differences between two or more markets. So in Amazon, we're going to focus on predominantly online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, but even wholesale is a form of arbitrage. You're sourcing products for a lower price than you're going to be selling them. Online arbitrage is where you are buying from retailers' websites, and then the items get sent to you or a prep center, which I'll talk more about later. And from there, you then send the goods into Amazon and sell them for a higher price. Pretty simple. Retail arbitrage, very similar, except you're going out to stores, scanning, and then buying items and sending them in. Private label. So, according to Google, private label is a product with a retailer's name as used on a product sold by the retailer but not manufactured by another company. So in terms of Amazon, if you're creating a private label product, you'll look at existing products, find a gap in the market where their demand outstrips the competition and where you think you're going to make a profit. You take a similar product, you tweak it slightly or even just keep it the same and put your brand on it, and then you sell that as a private label. So it'll have your brand on with an existing product. You're not inventing something new, just changing something slightly, or even not at all, just putting your brand on it. With private label, marketing is very important. You've got to generate traffic to your listing. Often there'll be advertising costs and other ways of getting traffic to that listing. Whereas when you're doing online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, you're utilizing existing traffic from Amazon. Amazon's basically a search engine like Google for shopping, and you don't have to pay for advertising or any of those sort of things. I'd say private label. In short, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's a greater risk. You have to spend more capital up front, there's more time investment. You got to design the product, import it, lots of things to it, but the reward is potentially greater. And if it goes right, then you have a sustainable income from that product, as long as the trend's not trending, trend doesn't fade. Excuse me. So in this guide, we'll be focusing on predominantly online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, but private label is an option, as well as wholesale. Wholesale is when you're buying in bulk from wholesalers. So wholesalers will usually sell large quantities at lower prices than retailers, and they'll often sell these to retailers who then sell to the end consumer. So retailers is where we'll be buying for online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, and usually retailers are selling to end consumers, so we can take advantage of clearance sales or whatever, where products are priced less than they usually are, and then sell them on Amazon by arbitraging it. So wholesale is an option, and generally people start with online arbitrage and retail arbitrage and then move into wholesale and private label. So as I mentioned in this guide, we'll be focusing on online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, which is a great place for beginners to start. So why Amazon? Amazon, as I mentioned, one of the benefits already is that there's no marketing required for online and retail arbitrage. You're utilizing existing traffic from people already searching for products, already existing listing. You're not creating new listings. And then people are going to be buying your products without need to do any marketing or whatever. As well as this, it's a great business model for beginners, retail arbitrage and online arbitrage in particular. I'm not going to lie to you and say there's no work involved. There's definitely work involved. This isn't a get rich quick scheme, but if you put in the effort, you're going to get results. Bit of background for me, if you don't really know, I started about 6 months ago, and in my first 6 months I've done around 55k in sales, and that's slowly going up. I've done 12k in each of the last 2 months. There's low capital required. With Amazon, it's the more capital you invest, the quicker you scale, and potentially the more money you make if you're profitable. But you can get away with low capital. I'll talk about a bit more about how much money you need later on in this video, so I'm not going to go into that too much now. You don't need your own website for Amazon. You're utilizing Amazon's website. You don't need to create a store or anything like you do with Shopify. You don't need to generate any traffic to there. You're using Amazon's already existing listings, like the one I mentioned, which I'll show you again. So this listing, if we look here, there's not just one seller. This listing is being created already. So you could sell this product, provided you're eligible. You can sell this product and you'd become one of these sellers. So each of these sellers here, like these guys here, they could be online arbitrage sellers, unlikely, but it could be. And I've sold a watch like this in the past. Yeah. Another benefit, as mentioned, is the fulfillment by Amazon service. So once you've bought those products and send them into Amazon, Amazon will do most of the rest of the stuff. So you can just sit back, and while you're sleeping, Amazon's employees could be prepping your products and sending them out to customers. I've had times where I've not done any work for 2 or 3 days, come back and I've had over a couple of grand in sales, and that's some nice profit. While in reality, if you're doing fulfilled by merchant, you need to be staying on top of that, either hiring people to package for you or doing it yourself on a daily basis. Sorry. So what is ROI? A term you'll often see. ROI is return on investment. So to get your ROI, you divide the return on the investment by the cost of the investment. So for example, if we buy a product for £10, say we bought that watch for £10 and then we sold it for £14, if we made a profit, so if we sold it for more net of fees, if we got £4 profit, then we'd have an ROI of 40%. Pretty easy to calculate, but that is what ROI stands for if you see it thrown around. So Amazon's fees. I mean, FBA sounds great, right? Well, it is, but there are fees to worry about as well. Whether you're FBA or FBM, fulfilled by merchant, you're going to have to pay a referral fee when you sell an item. This is 15%, however you will have to pay VAT on these fees as well, so it's effectively 18%. This is a percentage fee, so it will scale with the sale price, and if you sell something for £100, you'll be paying £18 in fees. If you sell something for £50, you'll be paying £9 in fees, so it scales with the item's price. I think this does vary for some products. Books, I believe, might be slightly different, but in general 15 to 18%, and we'll be using fee calculators, so you don't need to worry about it exactly, you just need to be aware of what the fees are for each product, and the fee calculators will help you with that. There's fulfillment fees, so if you're using Amazon's fulfillment by Amazon service, you'll have to pay fees such as the fee for when Amazon package and ship the item for you, and this will vary with the weight and the size of the item, and also to where Amazon are shipping that product for you. If you're a UK seller, you can either be selling in the UK or you could be selling across Europe as well, and so that fee will vary with that as well. There's other fees as well, such as Amazon processing refunds. There's a monthly fee that Amazon charge, whether you're FBA or FBM, you've got to pay, I think it's £30 a month. And then there's also storage fees that Amazon charge. So fulfillment by Amazon sellers will get charged a storage fee, and that's based on the volume of your products. But to be honest, that's pretty negligible in the long run, as long as you're sending stock in and selling it. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I mean, personally, I'd rather be sending stock in than having to sit around my house or garage or a warehouse or whatever. But just to be conscious of that, large items will be charged more for fulfillment and storage fees in particular, whereas referral fee is a scaling fee. It's a percentage that varies with the sale price of an item. So what does gated mean? You'll see this term a lot, and if you're gated an item, you can't sell that item, but there are ways to get ungated. There's two types of gatings. There's brand gatings, so for example, I think Nike, not many people can sell that brand. If you're starting out, you won't be able to sell it as far as I'm aware. And there's also category gating, so for example, toys and games. You can sell some toys and games products, but a lot of them will be gated when you start out on Amazon. This is the same for other categories. There are ways to get ungated for this. I'm not going to go into too much detail now, but you just need to be aware of when you're going to buy items. If there's a restriction and it says you're gated and you check why, then it could be because of a brand or a category gating. And as mentioned, I'll go into more detail with this in a later video. So what does hazmat mean? So this is another way in which you may not be able to sell a product, and this mainly applies to FBA sellers. So if you're an FBA seller and a product is hazmat, you can't send that into Amazon with the fulfillment by Amazon scheme. And hazmat basically means that Amazon considers the product as dangerous. I put that in quotation marks there because some of the products that Amazon consider as dangerous, well, yeah, they're not. But you can appeal some of these, and sometimes FBM sellers will try and get a product to be hazmat to avoid FBA sellers joining the listing, but you don't really need to worry about that too much. For now, you just need to be aware that hazmat means you can't send these items in through the fulfillment by Amazon service. Cashback. Cashback can come in cashback websites, which I have listed here, and also in the form of, for example, cashback credit cards. If you get a credit card and you spend X amount, you might get X percentage. So those are good to have. And also cashback websites are great. So I'm going to show you 3 examples. Complete Savings is my favorite cashback site, mainly because you can get over 10% back on your purchases from a lot of websites. So for example, if you spend £100 at a website on products and you're going to make £40, if you go through a cashback site and you save an extra £10, then that's going to increase your profits to £50. Over the long run, that's going to make you a lot of money. And I'll show you just how much it's made me. Top Cashback is another good one. Not all the websites are on Complete Savings. If they're not, I'll generally go for Top Cashback. And then I also use Quidco, not as often, but I find that Quidco and Top Cashback are very similar in their rates. Top Cashback are usually slightly better, but there's some websites like Playmobil where Quidco are better. Let me show you these 3 sites quickly. So my favorite, Complete Savings here. I've actually done a video on it, which I'll link in the description, which gives you more information on how to sign up for Complete Savings and the other benefits it offers, because there are some other benefits apart from just cashback. But yeah, you can see how much I've earned. I've earned over £800 in total, and here's some of my more recent payments. So these are still pending, but I mean, it's been pretty good. I've received hundreds of pounds into my bank account from complete savings. Top cashback, good as well. I've earned almost £300 there. I've got about 270 quid, which I can use to pay out. I just haven't decided what I want yet. Quidco, not earned as much. But yeah, you can see here I used it for Playmobil, used it for some other sites as well. But yeah, that's another good one. If you are looking to join either Top Cashback or Quidco, I've left a link in the description, and this will give you a refer a friend bonus. I believe it varies on the time of the year, so I can't say exactly what you'll get, but I believe Top Cashback is actually, they're doing a special at the moment where it's about £20, and Quidco I think it's normally about £10, but this varies, so I can't give you an exact time. You can go ahead and join without my links. I've just put a disclaimer here that these are, I guess they're not really affiliate links, they're refer a friend links, and we'll both get a bonus if you use those links. Complete savings, slightly different process, but I've done a video on that. So how much you need to get started with selling on Amazon? In short, it depends. I can't give you a figure of what you need. There's a lot of optional software which you can purchase, which will speed up the process, help you find more items, but these are optional. I'll go into these in the next video, so don't worry about that. Keeper is a software which I've done a video on. I'll also touch on it in the next video, but I'll drop a link to the Keeper video in the description. Keeper used to be free. There are some free elements, but now it's paid, and again that's optional, although you need some sort of analysis tool, and I highly recommend Keeper, so that's another startup cost. Capital wise, so how much do you actually need? You need capital to buy stock. So in short, you can start off with whatever you want, but if you're not generating enough profit to cover your expenses for software, for your £30 a month fee, for your time, there's not really much point. So capital, I can't really give you an exact amount, but if you're looking at under 200, 300 quid, if you've not got that, then maybe look at another business model like affiliate marketing to start. I talk about that in my Facebook group, so which I'll link below. But ideally, the more capital, the better. I used about 1,500 quid to start. I know others have done it with 200, 300, but it's taken them a long time and they wish they had more capital to start. So I can't really give you an exact amount. One option if you need more credit is credit cards. Just make sure you manage your cash flow properly and be aware of the risks that any debt has. I apologise if this isn't that helpful, but really anyone who says you need X amount to start is lying. You can start with whatever, it just might not be worth your while if you have less than say 200, 300 pounds, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you if you've got close to £1,000, and anything more than that's going to be great because you're going to scale quicker and make more money. At the end of the day, you're investing in products which you're going to make a profit on. So the more products you can buy, the more you can send in, the more money you're going to make. One option, as mentioned, credit. Again, that's to you, but just a disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Please speak to a professional if you require financial advice. These are just suggestions based on my experience. So the next steps. To get started to sell on Amazon, you need a seller account. There is an option for a free account. Just type in Amazon seller account or whatever into Google. It's not hard to find. Sign up for a free account, and when you're ready to start selling, you can change that to a professional account. It costs about £30 a month, but for now, a free account's fine. I'll download the Amazon seller app on your phone. You're going to be using that you're going to be using that for whatever, so you might as well get it now. So you can join my Facebook group if you want. It's optional, but I post a lot of advice there, do Facebook live videos where I answer your questions. There's a great community where everyone gets involved and helps each other out, so feel free to join there. I'll post a link in the description, and check out the next video. So I plan on doing this as a weekly series. Unless you're watching this in the future, then unfortunately you're going to have to wait a while. I'll release the next video when I get 20 likes on this one. So if you could go ahead and hit that like button, and the sooner you do, the quicker the next video is going to come out. I'm recording these in a batch, so as soon as that's done, I'll release the next one. The next video is going to be how to find products to sell. So the first thing you need to do is find products to sell. So I'm going to run through that and what you need to do. Also, if you could please subscribe to the channel, and again, give the video a like, that'll be awesome. It just helps me really. It doesn't really help me that much, but yeah, it makes me feel happy. Yeah. Just a quick disclaimer to finish, I've used affiliate links. I guess they're not really affiliate links, they're just refer a friend bonuses, and yeah, I'll get a small bonus, but so will you. It's not like I'm selling you a product here, it's free to join, so you might as well. But yeah, the prices for the service are the same with or without my link. In this case, it's free, so if you don't want to use my links, you can join. Still, just type Talkcashback into Google or QuidCode into Google. But yeah, if you do use my links, I'll be thankful, and I'll get like 10 or 20 quid or something, or whatever. But thank you for checking out the video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or join the group. Give me a message, I'm Luke Filer, or ask in the group and someone will be sure to answer you. Hope this has helped, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.